This episode is brought to you by Trump Mortgage.
Good day. I'm Abby Overton, and this is The Real Deal. At the top of the news, developer Larry Silverstein will be building a condo hotel on Church Street. Investment bank Merrill Lynch mulls over a possible move to the New World Trade Center. And Brookfield Properties said it may be building 4 new office buildings behind the new Moynihan train station site. That and more on the Real Deal webcast. But first, our interview of the week. Recently, Juicy Couture, that purveyor of young and sassy clothing and accessories, opened a flagship store on Madison Avenue. The move is just one small indicator of how the avenue, so used to playing home to the sophisticated urban gentry, is now shaking off its cobwebs and stepping into the future. We recently spoke to Robin Abrams, Executive Vice President of the Lansco Corporation, a company that specializes in retail and office leasing. Here are a few highlights from our conversation.
I don't see stores going in that are catering necessarily specifically to a younger customer. The good news is that a lot of these tenants that have been on Madison are relocating. There are vacancies. Most of the pieces that are available are a little bit challenging. It's not unusual for somebody to pay as much as $800 a square foot, $1,000 a square foot. A lot of these locations are leased before they ever hit the market.
For the full interview, click on the link below. The man in charge of the World Trade Center redevelopment now plans to build a 60-story hotel and condominium at nearby 99 Church Street. Larry Silverstein plans to build the condo hotel after he raises the 11-story office building that currently stands at the site. The real estate development and investment firm says the tower's first 20 stories will house a boutique hotel and that luxury condominiums are planned for the upper floors, an increasingly common and popular development model in New York. More downtown news. Merrill Lynch is weighing whether to extend its lease at the World Financial Center or build a headquarters of its own. The investment bank is also said to be considering moving to one of the planned World Trade Center towers or moving to the building Vornado Realty Trust will construct in Midtown at the site of the Hotel Pennsylvania. Merrill's landlord at the World Financial Center, Brookfield Properties, is trying to retain the bank as a tenant and has proposed adding to the base of 2 World Financial Center to make space for a modern trading floor. Brookfield Properties says it will build 4 office towers behind the proposed Moynihan train station project and the current Farley Post Office. The towers will be built on 9th Avenue between 31st and 33rd Streets and will total some 4.7 million square feet. But Brookfield's CEO says they won't necessarily be built if plans for the train station don't move forward. Media giant NBC said it would move its MSNBC operations from Secaucus, New Jersey to Rockefeller Center. The move will bring 421 jobs to the city and $1.5 million in real estate tax benefits from the city as part of the new agreement. Parent company NBC had previously made a commitment to the city's Industrial Development Agency to maintain around 2,300 employees in the city until 2010, but it extended that agreement this week by saying it will keep at least 3,800 jobs in the city until 2023. 4 of Corcoran's senior brokers are starting anew at Brown Harris Stevens. It appears that the 4 agents, Wendy Maitland, Aaron Aries, Wilbur Gonzalez, and Reed Price, were fired from Corcoran, according to sources. In their new jobs, they will be managing directors of a new unit that will specialize in marketing and sales of residential properties, according to a joint statement released by the agent's PR firm. Broadway Partners is in contract to buy a national portfolio that includes the Park Avenue Atrium and 100 Wall Street. The company will likely pay Beacon Capital Partners $5 billion for the national portfolio. Tenants at the 237 Park Avenue address include J. Walter Thompson and Bear Stearns. Bear Stearns recently announced it would be expanding its lease in the building to over 250,000 square feet. Tenants at 100 Wall Street include the GFI Group, Harris Beach, and Bollinger Insurance. The New York State Teachers Retirement System owned over 2 million shares of troubled subprime lender New Century Financial before the company's stock took a dive and trading was halted last week. At the end of last year, when New Century was trading at close to $32 a share, the pension fund's stake in New Century totaled $65 million. New Century's shares were valued at 67 cents before the New York Stock Exchange halted trading, reducing the retirement fund's stake to $1.34 million. Milstein Properties has plans to build an 8-story residential building on a 20,000 square foot parcel near Union Square. Milstein has controlled the site on 3rd Avenue between 13th and 14th Streets for 2 decades without developing it. Cooper Union is selling a 99-year ground lease at 51 Astor Place between 3rd and 4th Avenues. A buyer can raise the building and build a 270,000 square foot building, of which about 80% can be office space, according to Woody Heller, who is representing the sale. The Studley broker also said the property was worth at least $350 per buildable square foot. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Real Deals webcast. Please join us next week for the latest real estate news. I'm Abby Overton, and this is The Real Deal.